Stratyk looking for their first victory in Division 2 as the qualifier team entering the stage. And everything is on the table. Technically had a good performance on the Timber. He could have another one here too.
Yep, if he matches his performance from the previous game, it's actually going to be really hard for KBU to pump enough damage into him to deal with him. Like, they could leave him for last a lot the last game around, but they also had a lot of slows, a lot of options to get to other targets first. And this time, they're going to have to focus fire a lot more. The thing is,
Also, I feel
I
like
really like the Stratyk draft, but I'm just doubting in their execution now that I saw the previous game. There are a lot of missed stuns there, a lot of missed opportunities. it's rough to
gets in
say
your head,
that.
right?
Yeah, exactly, and maybe it's in their heads too.
30 seconds to battle.
I don't think we should get too phased about it. I feel like A and B can still prove to be a very valiant player in his laning stage and how well he can come out of that one. But obviously, we weren't too impressed by Game 1's performance, so maybe it's different this time. So Mike drops by quickly to say hello, turn instantly around, and they will be getting themselves the river runes, and that's going to be a 3-for-1 for KBU.
KBU going to be very hard to engage into in this time for Stratyk, I think. Like, they have good heroes to pick a fight with, but at the same time, once you're in, you're in. You're going to have the thirst, you're going to have the giving you vision of you. There's going to be a glimpse from Steel Borko. There's going to be a lot of reactive capabilities from the Warden. Hoodwink, one of the best reactive supports in my opinion. To keep really long range as well. And of course, Viper can always turn engagements around.
Viper's going to have a lot of fun now with Poison Attack with the cooldown removed. Becomes that same very annoying hero to play up against in the lane. You know, just keep spamming that Poison Attack.
And this lane is mostly going to be Alien Mana Banana spamming out the wave, not getting to trade with Annihilate. There is a possibility for Annihilate to get pressured out here if the puck plays the regen game properly. But if the puck gets forced to trade, that won't happen.
Yeah. Steel Borko spamming his Thunder Strike on top of the Timber Saw as long as he's still level 1, doesn't have reactive armor. But Dana instead is just being a nuisance for Realm and on the Disruptor. But bot lane, Raza almost first blooded here. Just the Fairy Fire for the quick heal to get some distance and keep himself alive, and also getting the salve off. Kill damage from Adrian's side blades. Poking this Sand King. Stun coming out. The Bushwhack doesn't hit Adrian for some reason. And that's going to be first blood. So, very interesting what actually happened there. I wonder if we can actually take a look at that on the replay, because the Bushwhack hit the range creep, but not Adrian, who was literally sitting under the tree. So, I got a bit bamboozled about what the heck just happened there. Meanwhile, it's top lane, heavy trading, and another kill. That's going to go for Stratyk. And Realm also going to be forced out of the lane out of this one with the shackles used by Feyenoord just to keep this guy from getting any last hits as well.
Very unfortunate here. Realm has an option. They certainly have an option to trade this Timbersaw into a heavy position here, especially if Realm can get all of these blood rights to hit, but if that doesn't happen, the same exact Timbersaw scenario as the last game is going to take place, where this man will eventually come for your tower and your carry is going to have to vacate the premises.
Well, now that you think about it, TA hit level 2 just in time for that meld to be available, so that's something that you can always kind of rely on. If you see a Bushwhack incoming, you can just meld dodge it if there's no sentry around.
Ah, so that's what happened. I was watching top, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm glad you figured it out.
Right, second attempt. This one's gonna connect, and that's gonna be Adrian dead.
Strike you down.
And meld if you're already stunned. Big brain thinking right there with Sunlight getting in the first Burrow Strike to follow it up.
We've got good kill pressure here with the Sandstorm as well. Very hard to rely on your refraction to save you
Another
here.
kill in top lane. That's going to be still Borko, but can Realm get a response on Thena? Yes, he will.
So much
A lot of damage in the top lane, and another one being shared. That's 2 kills for the Timber now. And Bloodseeker also gets his first.
Bloodseeker is such an interesting hero to watch. Like, you never know if he's going to pop off or not, and I don't think the Bloodseeker player himself knows that either. You can say I have a good chance. But in the end, it's all about those last minute, those last second turnarounds with the big heals.
Raza trying to suck away as much as he can off of the Warden's Hoodwink, but he's got Bushwhack, and that is going to be a dead DP. Hoodwink wins this 1 versus 1 against the Death Prophet.
Where do you get
Poor
off?
Raza, he just spent an entire game being, well, basically a punching bag for a Realm, and
Yep.
he's not starting this one off much better.
Probably not. Realm and still Borko looking for Thena. That should be a dead Shaman. Is Borko going to go down in the process? Looks like it. Realm gets the kill on Thena. Kurtenkali picks up his 3rd. So, both of the cores, they have a combined kill amount of 5 already in this lane. 4-4 on the scoreboard.
And Alien Mana Banana has been getting denied in this middle lane. Annihilate has been playing up and aggressive. Not just with his harass, but also with taking the last hits away from A and B. So, Puck, not quite on the struggle bus yet, but definitely not having the greatest time here either.
Viper having a lot of fun for sure. You kind of get this instant confidence boost as well when you know that you're playing Viper, because you have, of course, a lot of pressure on your shoulders because you know that this hero has weak points, especially when stacked up against several enemy heroes. If they don't fear the Viper dealing damage, you can kill him before he does any of that. But in a 1 versus 1 or even a 1 versus 2, the Viper player kind of knows how to hold his ground and what his lengths are. Kind of like playing a Bristleback, you know? Like, you can have good Bristleback players, and then you have overly aggressive Bristleback players who just don't know the limits of where the hero can go.
Yeah, it's a fine line to walk. It is one of the heroes that improves most, together with the Bristleback, with frequent playing, because it's very hard to find out exactly how far you can go, because you don't have
What's the
any
sweet
stuns.
spot?
Yeah, exactly. All you have as a tool is your positioning, both like your micro positioning, where am I in this fight, in this location, as well as your macro positioning, where am I on the map. And those are your only ways to influence the game. You don't get to make any plays on this hero, you get to be there. Are you in the right place? That's hard.
What is the right place? You're kind of like, it's like a rhetoric question.
Why am I here? Why am
Who
I...
is what? Why is how?
Why
Why is
am
a
I a
brain
Viper?
big? What if Viper is?
Why does nobody ever ask how is Viper?
Why don't people answer, like, why don't people ask the most important questions in life, you know?
I mean,
Only
that's
Dota
what
can
these
solve.
pauses are for. Gives it time to reconnect. Say
With
Om.
life,
Yes.
not the game. They're like, all right, I'm just gonna reconnect with life. You know, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
I think a lot of Dota players, their lives would greatly improve if they did that sometimes.
Well, you gotta have a good balance in everything. You know, balance in all things.
But yeah, this mid lane, especially this situation like this Viper, it just feels really good when you know that all the supports are tied up on the side lanes in these struggle buses, and that means that you are not going to get bothered while you grind this Puck's face into the
Puck's
dust.
getting the action run.
Yeah.
But an Invis Puck sneaking towards the top lane. The Hunter. Not going to be the Hunted in this case because that's an easy Disruptor kill. But can they get the Bloodseeker? I think that's the big question. But they see A and B with the Sentry and the Obs Ward. Now they see the Pucks there. They have to take the move. And Thana's coming in as well. But the Rupture will come out on the Puck. And he's just going to TP out. But the Bushwhack! The Bushwhack! The Warden!
Nobody
Realm's going to
escapes
get
this
the kill
man.
on the Puck. Timber is also going to get punctured. Trying to TP away, but oh boy, no matter if you get out, you're still dead in the fountain. That backfires so bad by Stratyk. The KBU can smell it all the way. And that's 3.
People say I talk too much.
I'll take your trip.
Praise that, man. Oh, that's some beautiful reactive rotations, though. KBU absolutely read them like a
Warden,
book
man.
here. They're ahead again, even when they're reacting. This is
Pretty wild. Like, it feels like you're playing on a whole different level. Like, you look at the Warden's performance in game number 1, the momentum he's living off, and he's still making the right moves. He's level 6 at 7 minutes on this Hoodwink. They could even kill someone with this Sharpshooter right now.
absolutely. Compare that to Thena, he's level 3. They're not even in the same
Huge.
league.
Absolute huge
bot lane.
difference. Epicenter attempt onto Adrian might work out, and it's looking like a very good attempt, but it's going to be an attempt because it's not going to go all the way through. Adrian's going to get the kill. Raza, he's going to intervene in this one, but they do get to use the Sharpshooter in the top lanes. The reactive armor broken away, and Realm will go for kill number 4.
Momentum stopped off there for that Timber Saw. This is... And it's not even thanks to outplay really from KBU here. They're just in a better place. It's not like they have been hitting their spells that much better. They've definitely dropped the ball here and there as well, but rotations from these supports are in the right place. I Annihilate. Showing up where it matters. Looks really good. And now as Stratyk, you kind of have to go back to the drawing board. Like, are you going to get stuck in this laning
Or
situation?
just go more aggression, but TPs are coming in, and he's going to be able to dodge for a second, but Sunlight, if he holds it just a little bit longer, they're going to get some return kills, so he's already dead. Adrian gets sniped by the Sharpshooter, and of course it's the Warden to get this one, and even the Shaman. Steel Porco's like, I'm not even going to hit this guy, it's all yours for the taking. 404 Hoodwink in 8 minutes and 45 seconds. This guy is on absolute fire. Mid lane though. Rupture used onto the puck with the Viper rotating in as well. Alien Mana Banana. Make that another one. For KBU, now 11 kills.
These early core rotations make them look so good. Bringing in the extra support staff where it matters. And yeah, this is what I wanted to say before KBU did exactly that, is where do you go as Stratyk here? The only one who can move forward is Kertenkele, but they're going to ignore him if they can't bring 2 cores. And none of your other players can do anything here. You're just going to get punished by this insanely over-leveled Hoodwink.
Hoodwink finding another one. Raindrops save the DP's life, but the Acorn shot's going to be there, and the Warden takes another one. DP level 4 just not getting the chance to even get to the lane. This is just an absolute slaughter.
He's a monster.
There's a lot of bounties, though, on the heads of KBU's players. Dana going in for the Hex, the Shackles on the Bloodseeker, Santi TPing in, and they realize they don't have the damage for it. So the Rupture used on AMB. Warden's making his way here, too, so they have to back out. Though regening all the way back to full HP almost with that Rupture running out. Feels like the Timber is the only hero who can play safely right now, but it's not much of a comfort.
It really isn't. They're hoping to get these mass Serpent wards over on Thena, but at the same time they can't really sit around and wait for him to get there. So there is another smoke. I don't think they're in time to hold this bot lane.
He also TP'd into mid. Didn't get a bottle refill from Alien Mana Banana.
One Realm.
You know, small things just adding together, but Realm's going to be found. Exorcism, Coil used as well. Tries to look to break the stun, but he's still on the edge of it. The Shackles are going to be coming out with the silence, and the 3-man bushwhack from the Warden. Static Storm, but they're spreading out of it, but they still got the kinetic field in place. 1 kill, not a second one though, as the Shaman makes his way out. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. It is a support, sorry, it is a mid for a carry. You don't get the support kill though, which they were looking for on the Shaman. Just not enough damage there, but a beautiful 3-man bushwhack.
Yeah, excellent. If Borko is like half a second earlier there, that's an absolute slaughter. It stands though, they should be losing their vision in the triangle now. Nobody coming in to deal with that just yet, because they're looking for Kertenkele on top instead.
Sharpshooter's available, so yeah, they can go for it. Epicenter, yep, that's a very dead Timber Saw, and I think that's also an indicator for him that he can no longer go there unless he has information on where KBU's heroes are. But that's also a thing that we haven't talked too much about during the course of this series. The importance of vision. The amount of wards, when they're placed down, where they're placed down, and how you play around them. Stratyk doesn't really know much about the positioning of KBU, some of those heroes, because this Hoodwink seems to always catch them off guard.
She's been playing so far forward, whereas really the only aggressive vision that Stratyk has right now is watching that triangle. Borko is now well aware that
then
something
you
might be going on here.
And you also add this, yeah. About to say, you added this Bloodseeker into the equation. And always see when the opponents are out there low enough, and those are sometimes leading into kills. Realm walking into that one again, a very long bushwhack, and that's thanks to an Aether Lens already on this Hoodwink. I think I'm sugarcoating the Warden a lot here, but I can't help but say this is probably one of the most enjoyable Hoodwink games I've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I bet he'd say that this is one of the most enjoyable Hoodwink games he's played in a long time.
Light almost catches AMB. He's able to TP out. The glimpse vision not quite there, so you have to let this puck walk out of this one. Adrian both on the top lane. Realm's also going to be there. He's got his Maelstrom finishing off a Yasha.
Yep, and we've had Boots of Travel over on Sunlight for a while, so he has been dealing with these sideways, basically doing the same kind of job as the Jakiro before, creating engagements without necessarily having to be alive for them after. Just giving opportunities for his team, pushing out waves. That's what he does.
Well, we're 13 minutes in. KBU again leading this game as well. Stratyk's only moment of glory was in the first game at around 25, 26-ish minutes for a minute. That's the only time that they've actually led during the course of these two maps, at least economy-wise.
Opportunity coming in right now, though. Desolator
Back
finished
again
up
on
for the TA.
At least they've got a very good counteraction to the Bushwhack, which is the Chakram. Nice aggressive blink, but it might just not pay off for AMB because he's caught inside it instantly. Sand King does get blown up. Never got to use his epicenter. The Rupture will be used as well. Adrian is dropping very low on HP. Thane is trying to make a run for it, but he's down. And so is Raza looking to drop as well. With that Exorcism not really giving much of a protection for him. He's dead. 4 heroes gone. And that Timber Saw looks to be the icing on top of the cake. Maybe he can kill Realm. At least he's trying to, but he's going to get silenced up. Bushwhacked into the air. Realm's back to half HP out of that kill. And that is a team wipe before 15 minutes.
Hey, remember that time when I said that it is very hard to engage into this lineup? Oh boy.
Especially if you're playing from behind.
Oh yeah, and this is not going to get any easier. Like, you're going to need a full BKB on your TA as well, and at that point she's your only damage dealer. Like this Timbersaw, they're just running around him. Circles, really. Like, and Realm will have the physical damage to go toe-to-toe with the TA by that point, especially with the Viper still blinking away from the back as well. He's decently close to his own BKB as well.
Stratyk's win condition is really much down to that power spike, and that power spike's power isn't nearly as dangerous as it could be. Potentially able to keep me out quickly. Rupture was bullying him there for a second, but they still can make it work. Like, as weird as it sounds, Adrian gets his Blink Deso on this TA, getting a couple good crucial kills, maybe even through pickoffs before team fighting KBU, can be a potential win condition for them.
Yep, and we've seen how important the supports are to getting these favorable engagements for KBU. If you can blow them up, and you definitely have the nuking power to do that, then you can actually evade the cores and focus fire whoever you want afterwards. But that is a tall order if you don't have the vision advantage, and that is something that Stratyk has been struggling to get in this series.
They could find an opening here because they're thinking about Roche while taking a fight in mid. Beautiful damage coming here from Kurtenkele. It's going to finish off the Aegis, take it onto the TA as Sand King falls. They've got the pushback connecting, the sharpshooter onto the DP, but now there's the ultimate turnarounds coming out from KBU and a race car. Realm is looking for some targets. Bushwhack connects onto the TA. No Static Storm. No Viper Strike. Stratyk. They get something
Look at that
done here.
reach.
Aegis about to get blown up. One courier down. Realm moving back and forth. Heavy damage as the Shaman falls and he can't get to catch anybody. And now TA's in big trouble. Another slow coming out, just silenced again. Bloodseeker just keeps that relentless assault, and Realm's gonna find another. Now they've got the glimpse as well on A and B. He does get himself away with the help of the Space Shift and the Illusory Orb. He's not gonna get caught, but again, they lost the Aegis right away. The Shaman not able to do anything. KBU never really feeling threatened.
Stratyk just has to limp away from that one. That was the Aegis fight?
Well, remember game 1 when they got Aegis, what happened after?
Yeah.
This was somewhat... This was a better fight, but still the same result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the problem here is that they dropped the coil much earlier already before the TA could actually get involved. So by the time the TA gets there and they're right, let's leverage this Aegis, the problem is that they don't have a good way to cross the distance anymore. They don't have somebody who can jump in, YOLO it out. So you see the TA taking just half, 2/3 of her health and damage before anybody is within slapping distance for her. And that's a big problem for the TA.
They got a good
She's
kill
got
on the
short
Sand
arms,
King.
you know?
Yeah, they got the good kill on the Sand King. He never got to use Epicenter, but the moment Puck went in, he just got Static Stormed right away, and it's like, okay, well, what you gonna do now? Like, we're gonna have to respawn back into the fight and see what you can do next time.
Mm-hmm.
Just very hard. There's a very hard line of, again, we talked about what is the limit of how far can you extend, and you cross that line and you pay it with your life.
Yeah. That line is rather far away from KBU and very close to Stratyk. They cannot overstep much, if at all.
Now there's no safe space. 18 minutes now past. KBU has doubled their net worth lead. Matter of minutes. Now 6,000 gold ahead. 23 kills as well in their favor. They've been very active. They've got more kills than minutes. That's a lot talking about, like, not just NA Dota. We compared a lot with the East European meta in the previous patch, where they would have as many kills as there were minutes. But now you've got one team doing more than there is in the course of the game. So it also talks volumes about their activity. A casual 7-0-12 hoodwink on Warden. He's been part of 19 out of the 23 kills they've scored so far. So his activity in the game. Kurtankale is going to get sent back with the glimpse. He's got the duels to dodge the silence off of the Bloodright. That rupture and a couple spells. Yep.
Oh, that feels so bad.
Not the Timber Chain you wanted to do.
No, certainly not. Double BKB up for KBU now?
Yep, if metal and boards and circuitry can bleed, that was the definition of that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sometimes I wonder, when you rupture a timber saw, is it the construction or is it the goblin who's bleeding?
Is under attack.
Sunlight.
I mean, it's magic.
He's magic. Warden's gonna shackle for a second. The Realm's gonna help him out. Release him of his shackles.
This is that game plan that we did see Stratyk execute very nicely in the previous map, is luring all of KBU back, slowing that game down, making them group up for these kills, bringing them back into aggressive vision now here as well. Look at how much Radiant Vision there is in this area.
Yep.
This was a very good move for them, even if it cost them support there. You put a lot of pressure away from yourself, you get time, you get info. The only drawback, of course, is that the only place where you still had towers up really is on top lane, and KBU is happily going to remove those for you. But you get a stay of execution.
Talking about sacrificial Dota again. You gotta wanna get something, you gotta give something. Nothing's coming for free for Stratyk. Now you've got your Blink and your Deso, but do you have your BKB? Sunlight. Gonna go for the epicenter onto the TA. Heavy damage to kick in. Puck is also pretty low, but he's all by himself.
Radiant's top
That
tower
might just
is
be
under
a bit of an
attack.
opening here for Stratyk because they know the location of the
Me
Sand
too.
King. He's just outside of the Sentry Dale. They're able to catch him for a second, but the the TPs are coming in now. Realm gets the Rupture just as the blink goes off of the TA. Rupture being used, and with the help of the Blood Right, they've got the vision for the glimpse onto this Timber Saw. Rectangle A is going to be killed off. So 2 ultis used by KBU, still getting a core kill.
So hard to disengage from this lineup. It's absolutely incredible.
Wish you had BKBs to be able to at least get away, but you're not even given that luxury.
Adrian is getting close. There's a
We even talk about the Aghanim's Bloodseeker is going to be coming up, and we've got Exorcism used by Raza with the wards coming out from the Shaman. Warden taking a lot of damage and surviving with a couple hundred, well, at least 100 HP, and Raza's going to get run down by Realm. Warden getting the kill onto Thena. Meanwhile, 2 kills again for KBU. They haven't lost a single member, not even the long streak off of this Hoodwink, and Hoodwink also
Radiant's bottom
increases
tower is under
that
attack.
streak now to 8.
Dire are scanning.
Adrian inside the trees. I think they just saw a quick glimpse of him.
The difference between these supports, these 2 sets of supports, absolutely astounding.
On top of him. Oh, Adrian goes in. Links out quickly, though. As he can do as a TA. Bit of a poke just to get quickly out of it.
And already moving on to bottom with Sunlight now. KBU really wants to get a pick off. It would enable them to take, at the very least, a tier 2, but maybe even tier 3.
Annihilate wants to push in this bottom lane towards the tier 2 tower. As Stratyk is looking for a move from the side. They're coming in with 5. And it could be worth it to kill this Viper. He's got his BKB, will use it. Timbersaw into the air, Epicenter used as well. Timbersaw down to half HP, 2 ultis used. Adrian, very powerful with this BKB. Looking for the Viper kill, trying to move it away. And Alien Mana Banana is going to be walking in from the back as well to get that extra damage in. And they've got the Warden streak, they've got Annihilate streak, they've got Sunlight streak. They've just got 3 huge kills to bring them the money onto the table. And Steel Porco's also going to be looking to lose his life too. As Adrian not actually going to take the chase with his Blink Dagger still on cooldown. That Piggy is going to be running away, but they found the Bloodseeker. Lips to cancel the shackles. Realm could potentially look for a bit of a turnaround. Steel Porco extends a bit far away, and again the Rupture on the Steel. Oh my goodness, again the Shimber Chain. Alien Mana Banana wants to get out of there too. Realm still keeping up the chase. But the puck's going to be too far away. And KBU, despite giving a lot of money for Stratyk, still gets something in return.
Oh, what I was going to say before this is, like, look at the difference in the utility from the supports from KBU. How much they're getting done versus how good the circumstances need to be for the supports from Stratyk to add anything to this game. They're having such a hard time. That previous fight from a while ago is the first time that we saw the Mass Serpent wards, I believe.
Double damage.
As well as, was it also the first Exorcism? I think that was popped before, but both those ultimates have been all but absent, whereas the Sharpshooter, Static Storm, not to mention the Glimpse, Bushwhack, have been insane tools this game.
Having the Epicenter to hit the Timbersaw
Three
down to
heroes
half
here.
HP, but look good. Hex coming out from Thena. Still not going to stop him from getting him away.
Radiant's
He does get the
turret has
stun
been
out.
killed.
Eventually from that Burrow Strike, still chasing Raza. Sharpshooter doesn't hit, but gives a bit of an idea where this DP is going to be. Steel Barco's going to be there with a glimpse. Take that too. 1 minute for Roche to spawn as well.
Immediate check there, but yeah, a little bit of a long respawn, unfortunately for KBU, so they're going to have to keep on controlling this area. They're getting split pushed once again by AMP and Kartenkele, though. Really been the theme of this matchup as well.
Yep. And the KDA standings ain't looking too hot for Stratyk, but a greedy victory is something that you would still love to have at the end of the day. Not beautiful. It's not a beauty contest. It's just the
no.
numbers that matter in the end.
And there's the Blood Mist up from Realm now. That's interesting. I rate the
Yep.
Shard on Bloodseeker very highly. Because you skill
Radiant's
you skill
middle tower is
amazingly
under
with that.
attack.
The percentage-based damage is
Dire's
actually
bottom tower
huge,
is under attack.
especially versus, let's say, the Timber Saws of this world. But the Blood Mist is certainly more useful in chasing.
Yep. Pretty interesting spell as well, and also something unique as an
Radiant's top
interaction.
tower is under attack.
Kind of like combining a Necro ulti, or not Necro ulti, Necro Shroud, and then you put like an Undying Slow effect around it, and then it also does damage.
Radiant's top
All
tower
put
has
together,
fallen.
though, the cost of HP. Warren coming in from the side. Beautiful stun coming out from Sunlight, and this might be Stratyk Zen potentially, as this Sand King does get some work done, but the BKB force from TA. TA is going to be cheaping away. There's no cancel for this one. Kratenkula is going to be falling, making it 2 quick kills, but you get the buybacks out, at least from the Sand King. Still Bork also killed by Raza's Exorcism. Sand King buying back into this one. TA getting out, I think that's an indicator for the Bloodseeker that I'm probably going to need something like a Basher, but he's got a Sand on the Courier. At least with this fight, they're going to be securing Roach for themselves.
Yep, this is the only reason that Sunlight buys back there. It's because they know they're going to be securing Roshan with this. They cannot take any risks whatsoever of Stratyk somehow coming back in here, taking the fight anyway, and maybe getting the Aegis over on that TA.
Hyper is also looking to build a Scotty, which is going to make life a lot harder for TA, for example. Despite not taking necessarily damage during the refraction, you're still going to get slowed.
Oh, and Timber's
debuff's
gonna
be
hate
very
it.
nasty. And Timber's going to hate that, yeah.
Death Prophet as well.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Stratyk stacking up with 3 heroes in the bot lane, looking for somebody in potentially the triangle. Now bringing Alien and Mana Banana.
I might just
Radiant's
get
middle
somebody.
tower is under attack.
Yep, they might get some action. Realm's going to find a quick sentry on the cliff, but I don't think he actually had any info on his enemies.
Radiant's middle
Titan
tower
Sliver,
has
not
fallen.
bad.
Tower falls.
Ah, and this man is rich. We were talking about how he was flying the S and Y out. He's already got, 1600 on top of that. Queued up that
Dire's
Basher.
bottom tower is under
Time of
attack.
TPing out is soon going to be over for Adrian. Oh, and they got Zaina.
Yeah, that's a casual strolling Shadow Shaman around the area. I think he's got to think twice about going into this this lane. At least there's no rupture. Also, he's going to be getting out, so there's no Bloodseeker catching him this time.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Adrian has been farming towards a Daedalus, and he's got the money for it. He doesn't have a buyback if he does.
Yeah, definitely not worth the risk right now into an Aegis. It's very possible that you are going to... Oh, no, he's doing it? Okay, never mind.
Keep
Very
the
possible
damage,
that you're
go all
going
in.
to need 2 lives as well, but...
Yeah, I think like at the Oh, Epicenter potentially? No, he's just fake bumping it, hoping for somebody to show up. He could pull it through. He's gonna go for it. Can't find Adrian. He's gonna blink out. Epicenter down the bin. Adrian around the area. Vision down. They've got vision around heroes, and there's a rupture. BKB is gonna TP away. He's gonna be successful in doing so. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Raza not gonna be as lucky. TP cancelled. That is a lot of ultis now used, so either they force the DP buyback or they have to stay very cautious about this one. That Epicenter wasn't what Sunlight was hoping for, but at least it caught the attention of Stratyk. We'll have the Aegis for 2 minutes.
as long as the hook
used.
links up, though, and you don't have a BKB on your TA, this is still a very hard lineup to engage into.
It is poison attack though, ticking that tower down and down to 5 HP.
And I was like, man, I did the math. This is unfair.
Should have been mine.
Kill it. Found him.
BKB nicely dodges the bushwhack. And now there's the Basher on the Bloodseeker, so they've got that extra stun, something that goes through BKBs. But Stratyk wants to
Adrian
fight
wants
mid.
it.
They're going to get the catch on to 2. Adrian does a lot of damage. The Static Storm's going to be placed down as well. He's in trouble. He's isolated. He's alone. Now that he bought his Daedalus, he's got no buyback on the big damage dealer. They will get the Aegis at least off of this Bloodseeker, but a very hard fight, and Stratyk needs to win this one to keep their hopes alive. Theta goes into the Hex, but that's still going to be losing his life. And Raza is also dropping low. And Sunlight, they've got the Yules, they're keeping them away. Realm chasing Raza all the way, but losing a lot of life very fast, and he's dead as well. But they will maybe catch this puck. Warden, he's got himself everything ready in the epicenter. They're not taking any second chances with this one. KBU will lose the Bloodseeker and the Aegis on top of that, but they take 4 heroes with them. Stratyk's in trouble.
Yeah, this is kind of the best fight that they could have possibly gotten, though. Aegis out without getting back to their high ground. Losing to TA there is painful. She didn't even get her BKB. I'm not sure if it was available yet. I do think so, though. So, yeah. It's going to be the same story, though. You can't disengage. In for a penny, in for a pound. Adrian made the call, right? They're split up right now, and they successfully profited with, at the very least, the loss of the Aegis there.
That was a lot of damage dealt on the Bloodseeker by nobody actually hitting the Bloodseeker and him not hitting anybody else with the Blood Mist and the Blood Rage sticking.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Sneaky TP from Adrian. Risky.
Particularly thinking about going in, Adrian. Now they're going to get caught. Bushwhack, Static Storm, stunned again. BKB's available. He needs to get it off. Can he get the damage out, though? Going to be taking Sunlight, but the right clicks from the Viper is going to be too much for him to deal with. And Raza is trying to get out, but this Viper's got 100 movement speed with the Scotty, with the poison attack. Steel Portal's going to go down, though. The Bushwhack connecting onto the Shadow Shaman, and now KBU's in a bit of trouble because the Bloodseeker's already moved now. Viper trying to make a run for it with the Spider leg, and he's literally gunning back to the high ground. And Realm is coming back to the fight. The coil will break, but Realm, he's going to get shackled up. No, the Seeker caught again. Stratyk might just be doing it with this one. They've got 4. Huge shift in the balance of the force here with Stratyk getting a... If the last fight was good, Chips, this was even better.
This was even better, yeah. I just can't help but feel that if KBU holds off a little bit there, you actually have the Viper alive until the Bloodseeker's properly in the fight. Instead, they both get caught in this really awkward chokehold.
Adrian's sacrifice pays off, even if him dying at the start of the fight. He dealt the necessary damage and gave the courage for his men to basically just keep on pushing and hold the line. And they did. They held the line. We're going to need a couple more like this, and we might even look at Stratyk being a potential victor in this game. And let's not get too hopeful, at least for now, because it's still a long path to tread. But that's also a warning sign for KBU. They can't be sloppy. There's no sloppy seconds anymore in this one.
Nope. Like, the damage output from the Viper definitely showing the limits here. And if they don't have the supports in a good position to react to these puck coils to maybe make sure that they can take out Thena early on in the fight, then yeah, the fights suddenly look a whole lot different. And Sunlight, as much as his support style build has empowered his position 4 here, his contribution is definitely also falling off. And this TA is scaling really nicely into her glory period in this game.
Let's see what Adrian can do with his TA. Maybe if they get to be the aggressors, it might be a whole different story for them. Positioning with the smoke. Respecting KBU's side of the map. And Steel Borko wants to land against Static Storm. Also needs to be careful of his positioning there. They've got a bit of vision. They don't see too much to the high ground. Trap does get removed right away, and a smoke now on for KBU, potentially. Nope, not yet. Sticking to their guns. Roach is going to be almost max timer, also 2 minutes 17 seconds. So that's going to be it's going to be a waiting game now.
Yep. Right now, Stratyk got some really good vision over this pit. I think they'd be hoping that it would be up right now. They could go for a fight.
EDU is now moving away from their own vision. Trying to fly some of their own as well onto this cliff side. DP outside of vision. They don't see the timber either. I think they might have caught a quick
connect,
glimpse. And I see the Bloodseeker. Orb going in. And this is such a hard spot to cross. This is kind of like... This feels like a no man's land.
Both teams with excellent choke point fight. Neither of them wants to be the one to get caught in the other's AoE abilities. We've seen the Serpent Wards before, but we've also seen the power of that Static Storm before. And now KBU smoking up. Going for the backstab.
Move. And they found Thena. They're going to catch them off guard. Stratyk's not ready for this one. Not at all. They're going to lose the Shaman. And that's probably also going to be a huge piece of their fight missing. Alien Mana Banana hiding inside the trees. They didn't see the puck. They think he's escaped. Basically takes away from the fight. But unfortunate for KBU, still no Roche.
Yeah,
Still have to wait a bit longer.
His timer matches up per second
With the Shaman.
With the Shaman.
Yeah. There's nothing to TP to, at least. There's no outpost. They're going to get the stun onto the timber, and that's a BKB loss as well. More resources taken away from Stratyk. Shaman for 30. Puck. Big trouble. Just the stun. Static Storm's going to be there, and he's not getting out of this one alive. Unlight wants to go in, though. He's on the chase for a potential kill here. Puck's going to buy back. Shaman needs 20 seconds. Epicenter. Bit of a pump fake there. And now they have the vision. KBU can see everything, and Stratyk is blind. And that's what Timber is going to do. Blind charge in to try and get something out of there. Puck now thinking about going back in. I think he's got a chance for a pretty good coil here. Epicenter. Still not being used. Pumping, pumping, pumping. When is he going to drop it? When does he drop the base? Now he's thinking about it. Now he's going to go with the Blink Dagger ready. They've got the puck, but the puck blinks out. Alien Mana Banana's going to be moving out of this one. But the DP taken away at least, and that's something. Now the coil on 2. Steel Barco's going to be careful because he's down to 300 HP. He's very low on HP too. And he's finally taken away by the puck. Atheno going in with a Blink Hex. He's got the boards down. Two-man stun coming from the Sand King. Beautifully placed as well. They got the 5S coming up to Shaman 2. And Sunlight trying to tank, but Adrian's going to be taking this one with him. And it's a 5v4. It's a 5v3 even for Stratyk, as they've got the 5x now rolling in for KBU, and Adrian fighting against Realm, and Realm is dead. He's going to get the knife, but they can't, but it doesn't matter because he's going to die, and the 5x coming in as well, and the Ward is going to be falling too, and it's all coming apart. Stratyk might just get themselves a chance to hold in this game a little bit longer, maybe even start looking at a potential W. So many 5x have been spent. And this Bloodseeker doesn't seem to have enough firepower, or does he? Warden with a beautiful bushwhack onto the backline, does a decent amount of damage, and Realm still running around 800 movement speed. He could just heal himself back up and run back in. At least they're intercepting this Roshan. Has now... Adrian's thinking about starting it. Should they or should they not? That Exorcism is going to be running out in a matter of seconds. Warden finds the Timber Saw, but he's got no damage for this one. Alien Mana Banana coming as well for this Hoodwink. They will be just locking down Warden in the trees. They've taken the Aegis. They've taken another die back from KBU. And would you even imagine at this point Stratyk has taken the lead in this game?
And in style. This time, the way that they forced their spells out as well over on the side of KBU, like, Realm could do nothing during that fight. His BKB got forced very early, so he has to run around, afraid of Thena coming back, afraid of that Dream Coil from Alien Mana Banana, and as a result, I don't think Realm did any damage during that entire engagement at all. He was mostly running away. That punishment for the engagement was simply not coming. And want to shout out Kartangela here as well with that Scythe of Vice. Those were some important hexes with this.
Definitely were. And the thing that I'm a bit worried about here, ever since Bloodseeker got his Aghanim's, he's been dying.
Yep.
Bloodmist not paying off at the moment.
Kind of even the opposite. And this has also been the end of the item progression for I Annihilate. This AC could do wonders versus the minus armor of the TA, could do a lot for his team in general and the ability, the damage output of himself and Realm as well, but he's only had time for the plate mail.
That's what they want to do. They want to do the same for what the puck does. With puck blinks in, they could static storm to hold the puck in place. They want to do the same for the TA. We saw Adrian hungry for some couple of these kills where he just has to follow it up with a refraction into a blink aggressively to finish off, like Sand King, for example. If they can jump those moments when the TA goes too far, KBU could find themselves with a potential win condition into these fights, but it has to be fast reactions, as these fights are hard for them.
Certainly are now. The supporters started dying. We do have level 25 on a Bloodseeker though, so 2 Rupture Charges for this fight, if he can pop them off, and an Abyssal Blade. Looking for the backlines again.
A lot of people right now. Adrian gonna get ruptured. Blinks into the arms of Realm, but Realm, can he do the damage? The refraction charge is broken. The BKB also pops from Annihilate. They're only inside the static storm, but the puck's gonna be dropping low, but it's not gonna be enough to kill him. Realm's gonna be taken down 125 seconds without your DPS, and they're gonna be losing the Viper as well. Held inside the shackles. They've got themselves to Annihilate. They also force out the Aegis, but it's not going to be enough, really, for KBU. They've lost 2 of their damage dealers, and the rest is just control. They need to get out of there. And King trying to make a run for it. Warden gets hunted down by Adrian, and now they've got Sunlight held inside as Silence. Adrian's got another, and that just might be a stretch towards game number 3, because Stratyk, they've somehow, from the brink of almost destruction, brought themselves together. They've bent KBU on their knees, and now they are the masters of the moment.
Bloodseeker being forced to switch targets in the middle of a fight as a Bloodseeker can either be the fight turning moment, or it is a sign that you know you're already into deep. And with Realm, it definitely looks like the second so far.
Raza scouting aggressively, looking for the silence to potentially connect onto someone. Timbersaw waiting in the trees. At least the ward out of the way. A bit of that vision, but it's really not a high ground ward, so it's not the one to allow Stratyk to jump on KBU. And they also don't want to do any extra mistakes or rush decisions. Big wave pushing this bottom wave, though. Straight towards the tower, but at least Dana's there to defend it.
He's gonna really enjoy mopping up.
He's going for a BKB, so he's gonna be happy with all that gold he just gained.
Oh yeah. Really the only out that KBU has right now is the Aghanim Scepter that's in the works on Steel Bargo. He's been swapping between this Witchbane and the Philosopher's Stone. Just getting little injections of extra cash here and there when he's sure he's not going to be fighting.
Oh, that's true investor thinking. Get that income. ABU 5-man smoke. They are playing the aggressors again. They've had some really good moves in the course of this game, but this is a very important fight. Popping smokes on all sides. Alien Man of Banana going in for the aggressive blink. Adrian's gonna get stunned immediately by Realm, but they got the static storm inside the puck. Holding inside, but at least will live for a little bit longer. There comes the epicenter, lining it up, trying to get some damage out. It's gonna be connecting onto the puck, at least with the BKB, so the DP on the Timber gonna be holding them alive. Cheese will be used as well by Kurtengle. The Bloodseeker trying to hit in again, but those hexes are just working against them, and they've lost 3. They're going to lose even more. They're going to lose this game at this pace. So Stratyk's going to be going on with this continuous steam wheel as they go on the Realm on the high ground. No mercy for the Bloodseeker. Taken away. That's going to be Rax for sure, but it doesn't even need to be, because it's GG, and we're going to a game 3 with Stratyk taking this into a tie.
And the big difference between these 2 matches that we just saw is really that KBU has the same sort of tempo, right? They're hunting, they're picking off, but because